so I'm gonna do a little walk around on this 2012 Jeep Wrangler JK Rubicon. This is for sale, and I'd like to put these videos together for potential buyers to get an idea of all of the details and the condition of the vehicle to possibly help them decide whether or not they want to come take a look. And, you know, just kind of save time on both parties where you can get a good idea before you make a drive. So this thing is really got a straight body for what it is. You know, obviously it's been out on the trail, but it does not have any rash like you typically see in a trail rig. I mean, it's got a couple little surface scratches that are actually hard to see in person or show up more on the camera. But I'll bet you those could be polished out. It is caged. It's that bolt-in cage system. I installed a few of those at my old shop. Kind of non-intrusive, yet way better for protection. Smittybilt 10,000 pound winch. This is equipped with a ViaAir onboard compressor. Here is one of the chucks for the air, for external air. This thing's got a ton of lights on it too. So rigid here in the bumper, rigid on the winch, A-pillar lights, and then of course a light bar. I will include a video with all the lights on at night. The suspension is kind of like your typical rock crawler setup with some synergy components. It's got Walker Evans shocks. It does have air bumps on it. All the synergy good stuff, you know, the track bar bracket, the sector shaft support bracket, which is also welded on, which is nice. Drag link, big tie rod with ends, big ends on them. It's all C-gusseted, and it is, I do see the rosette welds, so these Dana 44s are sleeved. It's got the skids. And by the way, this is all WD-40. There's no oil leaks. I parked this thing in my garage. There's no leaks at all. I just sprayed everything down with WD-40 so it all looks wet. But yeah, so C-gussets, sleeved axles, skids on the bottom of the shocks. Curry anti-rock sway bar and links. Let's get to the rear. Does have poly performance drive shafts front and rear. Rock crawler short arm front and rear. It's got the lower shock mounts with the skids, bump stop extensions. You know, I don't know what is in these diffs. Don't know the gear ratio. Obviously it's got lockers, but I don't know what the internals are. So that'll be a little bit of a mystery. I can just assume by the rest of the build that it was all done properly. Let's go around the body. So cosmetically, Poison Spyder front bumper, fenders, Poison Spyder sliders. And look, everything is like, this thing's obviously never been to the Rubicon. There's no body damage, no dents, anything like that. It's probably just a little desert rig. Poison Spyder rear bumper. Might need two hands for this. Let that lock in place. So high lift jack, shovel, gas cans, water cans, antenna mount. Covered that in a different video. Bumper's in really good shape. All right, so let's do the interior. It's got these seat covers. The factory seats are in excellent shape under them. The crossbar that goes across the dash is removed just for visibility reasons. It's bolt in, so you can clamp it on here. And it obviously goes to there. CB radio. All the typical Rubicon stuff. Mileage. Here's the switches. It is missing this switch, which I believe is a switch to turn on the compressor. It's got a stereo. It's got an amp under this seat. Domes. And I'll switch over to the back. All right, so passenger side, got first aid, some storage, breaker bar. There's a whole bunch of recovery gear and tools that came with this, and I'm gonna actually let go with it. Seats in great shape, carpet's in great shape. So obviously the sub comes with a self-defense tool that dubs as a flashlight. Seat, if you don't already know, is totally removable. You can fold it down or you can remove it. More storage. There's the tank. Fire extinguisher. Here's more storage, and there's goodies in here. A nice air chuck, the hose for the compressor. There's one of the fittings for the compressor, and this is just a plug to keep debris out of there. All right, so just a quick peek under the hood. Here's the Spod. This is the ViaAir compressor. The rest is pretty stock, except for the K&N air intake, which is California legal. I did just have this smogged. I gunked the engine, and I put on this new gunk engine, like shine, or whatever you want to call it. So it doesn't seem to be slimy or nasty in any way, shape, or form. It just kind of gives it a cool look. So yeah, that's about it for the motor. Just get around to the other side of this thing. Backup camera, third brake light. All right, let's go over some of this gear and equipment and spares and parts and tools and stuff that I'm gonna include with this. They came with the Jeep, but I'm just gonna keep them with the Jeep. So this is obviously the dash bar. It bolts in place. A lot of people pull them out just for visibility, for daily driving. Not a big deal. This has all the original owner's manuals in it. In fact, the original window Monroney sticker is also in there. Little Scotch phone mount. These little deflators are super rad. You put them on your valve stems to air down. It's got some cool binoculars, another flashlight, winch controller, shackle. This is another lug nut wrench. There's also one in the truck. This is the high lift jack cover. Looks like it's brand new. This is a tire plug kit. It's actually pretty, this is nicer than mine. I'm tempted to keep this one, but I guess I'll just let it go with it. Most of the stuff fits in the little storage thing in the bed of the Jeep. This is the cover for the winch. There's the antenna, a spare air filter, tow strap. Oh, this is actually a super flow air compressor. So kind of nice in a pinch. This is probably more of a backup since it has an onboard ViaAir. Microphone for the CB, front license plate. Let me go show you the rest. So this is a first aid kit. It's actually pretty stocked. I opened it up. It's got like everything in it. Just another little storage pouch. I did notice it's got one of those little lights that you strap around your head, a bunch of zip ties and some other little knickknacks. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. Just another lug wrench. And let's come around the back real quick. The essentials, you always gotta have that on the trail. A really nice tire gauge, some gloves, and then it looks like a backup controller for winch. Plenty of room in here for more goodies. This is what I was talking about. There's plenty of storage in there to put the rest of the stuff. I pulled it all out just for the video. So yeah, that's it as far as equipment goes. So just another look at the cage. There's the fire extinguisher. I could probably do a super long video just on these power tanks and how awesome they are to have for running an air tool, airing up tires. They just come in super handy. This one's all mounted and ready to go. There's already an interior segment to this video, but just kind of wanted to show those. All right, so that wraps it up for this video. In the notes below, there is a link to our Instagram that's got more details. I'll also include the details that I have for the whole build and price as well. So if you could like this video, subscribe to our channel. Should have some more rad rigs coming later. Thanks for watching.